Hey y'all, it's your girl Key. I hope everyone is doing all right. So today's video topic is weathering your storms, the purpose of having your why, who/what matters the most. So let's jump in, y'all. So over the past couple of days, I've had the honor and opportunity to speak with a young man. Now, I already know my reasons for creating this channel, but he definitely, amongst others, has helped confirm my why. But what he did was trigger something in me. So he really made me think heavily when I got home the other day. It was a good thing. It was a good thinking, I should say. Thinking of joy, or thinking of having faith. I'm so grateful to God for giving me my gift. And through speaking with this young man, I was able to see how much of a warrior he actually was. And I know quite a few warriors. It really amazed me how brave this 22-year-old man was. There are some serious things that he is currently undergoing at this present time, and my heart and prayers truly go out to him and his family. But there were some personal things that he shared with me with only about a couple of days of knowing me. But it actually was another game changer for me in pushing forward with my craft and keeping me on my journey. But what triggered me was what this 22-year-old brave man had gone through in such a short time. Not only is he having to deal with his own issues about what he had to deal with and take on of others around him at such an early age, but throughout my times of encountering him and us moving around I found that I just couldn't keep my focus because my mind kept running on him and a very close relative of mine. And little do they know how much of an impact and inspiration they are to me. And I know for a fact that they will be for others. So pertaining to this young man, it helped me see, but most importantly feel, that he was not in a good space mentally. I could feel that he didn't want to be where we were, and neither did I. I could just feel the hurt and pain that he was in currently. But while I may not know how he actually feels, because I'm not in his shoes and I can't fully comprehend his pain to its entirety, but I truly understand where he's coming from. He said something to me that stood out. He said that he and his family that's closest to him prays all the time and has or have gone to church often. But yet they still have and are going through so much physically, mentally, and emotionally. And I mean beyond your beliefs, guys. But he said he kind of believes in God, but he also is kind of an atheist. He said, if there's a God, how can he let me and my family go through so much bad things? And let me just say this, guys. Now, this is what actually triggered me when he said this. And by no means am I taking away what this young man and his family is going through, because it's extremely crucial. But it definitely showed me that what I was going through was significant, but not as crucial as what he was going through. But when he said this, I completely knew how he felt. So let me just tell you why. First, let me just say this. God will only give the toughest battles to his strongest survivors. He will never put more on us than what we can bear. Yes, it sounds cliche, but it most definitely holds true. The reason why we go through our storms are because we actually have a far greater destiny that we could ever imagine. Meaning, our higher source is throwing these storms, which are our tests, at us to not only make us believers, but to have faith, most importantly. It's to make us stronger individuals. You know the words tough love? It comes in many ways we can't understand. You know, it's crazy because it actually is a political policy that's set in place to be designed to encourage self help by restricting state benefits, and is also a promotion of a person's welfare, especially that of an addict, child, or criminal, by enforcing certain constraints on them or requiring them to take responsibility for their actions. This is what it means in the political form. You can even Google the definition. Like, I don't really even understand why there are definitions for tough love, but whatever. It's just a form of control, as far as I'm concerned. What if we see it from a different perspective? Y'all know that there are three sides to a story, right? Yours, mine, and the truth. That's what they say. But what if the three sides consist of negatives, positives, and the truth when it pertains to how we weather our storms? If we take the negatives, which are us thinking our storms come to harm us, or is there to make us doubt ourselves, and or even to destroy our self-worth, pretty much having a woe is me look at our storms. What if we take the positives from our storms, like asking ourselves questions like, why me? For what reasons am I going through this? What does it mean for me? Why these lessons? Why am I the one that always experiences these type of situations? So now here's the truth aspect of our storms. Our storms come to actually clear our path from all the dirt that has been thrown on it. The truth of the storms helps us see our weaknesses, our strong qualities. It also clears out what and who we want to accept or not accept in our lives. The storm comes to see if we want to keep staying in that storm or if we want to grow from that storm. And to basically see that if it's breaking us down, are we going to be able to fight back and stand up for ourselves and take that ass whooping like a champ and fight back for our happiness? Let me tell you something, y'all. We have to train ourselves into understanding why we have endured such storms in the first place. Know that the answer is because we are all someone very significant and special. We have to think about all the good. Think about the type of hearts we actually have. We all have had moments that we actually say we can't stand people. The reasons why we can't stand them is because we don't like how we're being treated by them. Know that this is not about the people. It's about us. Deep down, we know we really don't like treating people unfairly. So we do it as a defense mechanism so that we don't feel away. Some of us wouldn't do people how they would do us. No, it's okay. Remember, not all people will understand. Know that because of how we was conditioned, people will only believe things that they actually can see with their own eyes. Be cool. Do you. Be the best version of you. You don't need everyone in your camp. It only takes one to make a difference. I know that there are good hearts still around, even those that people think have no hope in life. Let them think it. It doesn't have to have any effect on you. The ones that believe they don't have a good heart and has let their storm create a snowball effect of self-doubt and let it break them and keep them there. No, I know you do and did have a good heart. Look at all the times you knew you couldn't stand up on your own 2 feet. But yet, you still said yes to someone or something, even when you questioned it yourself. You still did it out of the kindness of your heart, even knowing it wouldn't have benefited you, or maybe you thought it would have. You are actually stronger than you believe. The key to it is just looking at the good aspect of your situations. Look at you. Look at the good things that you have done for you and others. It's not just bad things that we experience. There are some things that we ourselves are disgusted by that we have done. But when we realize why we did it and the reasons behind it, and can forgive ourselves and others, once we're able to acknowledge it, there is always a solution to fix it. Just because we were conditioned a certain way doesn't mean it has to stay that way. We were conditioned to be someone who maybe our guardians wanted or thought we should be. This is not a bad thing, but it could have been. Take it where it resonates. It could have been due to toxicity, meaning our guardians didn't understand exactly what they were doing in their lives and shut us out. Or they didn't understand at the time they were displaying toxic behaviors towards us. And I'm sure they didn't even know what toxic behaviors actually meant at the time. But I can assure you they had a sense of right and wrong. Listen, they only knew what they were taught or seen or felt was important to make survival decisions. So this is why it's important in forgiving. It doesn't mean you have to like or deal with that situation. It's for you. As I mentioned earlier in one of my earlier videos. For example, let's say you have two parents. Now this is just an example. Apply it how it resonates to your situation. My channel is not up here to diagnose anyone. I'm no doctor. I'm only going off of the research info that has already been provided on the platforms that are already out. But most importantly, through my own life experiences. And I know things wasn't right in our upbringings. So let's just say you have two parents in a household you grew up with. Now, just because you had them there physically does not mean you actually had two parents that were on a level that was mentally and emotionally stable for you and your siblings and for themselves. They both were two different individuals that had their own different ways and views and beliefs as to how life should be. And another example, you may only have had one parent, such as a mother and no father around, which is a large mass of our situations as a collective, and vice versa, father and no mother, and the list goes on. But the moral of the situation is they may not have had the greatest life experience either. So just take what you've gone through in your life up until now and try to see yourself in their shoes and just imagine what they had to hide and suppress as they were growing up, and seeing how we do things now, whether it be we blocked or pushed down our thoughts and feelings, pains and hurts, and gave away our identity to the ways of the world. Why would it be any different for them? All it was just a lack of knowledge and not having the ability to display, therefore raising us without having that unconditional love, not having the guidance on how to express it. They didn't know and understand how to raise us in a way that was beneficial to us in a sense. Because there's so much temptation in the world. It's all in and around us. So they made decisions that wasn't good for us and caused more harm than good for us and to themselves, leaving them feeling regretful, guilty, ashamed, embarrassed, and just not being open with us and allowing it to be out of their control. So this is why I'm speaking up and out now. I'm doing this for all those who feel my pain, who feel my hurt, and has gone through things and just want to break the chains and the generational curses. See, I'm fighting for our mental health clarity. I'm fighting for us to have a stronger intuition detection. I'm fighting for stronger self-worth and value. I'm fighting for our children. I'm fighting for finally once in our lives the ability to make our own decisions. I'm fighting for no more hurt, whether done intentionally or unintentionally. I'm fighting for no more blockages that keeps us stagnant in becoming who we truly are as a collective. I'm fighting for turning pain into power. I'm fighting for choices and opportunities. I'm fighting for us to actually be heard and seen. I'm fighting for, instead of chasing after all the superficial things the wrong way, help me fight and stepping into your power, which is learning who we truly are deep down inside and actually getting the main superficial thing that is the root to what many of us would like to have, which is knowledge and wealth in positive ways, so that we can become comfortable with just the necessities that we need in order for us to gain the luxuries that we want. Here is the biggest blessing in doing this. By us activating us, and I emphasize us, we will then get to see who we are. We will then get to see who and what, as far as discovering our voices, our talents, so that we can not only have the knowledge, but the generational wealth that we can invest in and create for us and our loved ones. So, whenever you're in a period of a storm, always know and understand that there is a strong reason why you are in and need to go through your storm. Know that to even go through a storm, you have to be one hell of an individual. Know that not all storms last. It's only temporary if we allow it to be. Why keep going in circles and cycles and allowing our storms to keep us down? You never know how your story can you never know how your storm can help save another storm just by making it through yours. Know that we have the power to change our storms. Know that if we believe in a higher source, know that our higher source picking us to weather these storms, it must be a damn good reason. We are loved and valued by our higher source. Always know when life gets super hard for us and we feel alone, scared, and confused, the encouragement to chase your dreams and the feeling of being overwhelmed is only our higher source and the ones that truly support and love us unconditionally. Whether it be your loved ones, your true friends, it could even be strangers. You never know who will come into your life with only the purpose of giving you one of your keys that needs to fit in your lock. They could only be there for just a brief moment. So pay attention to the keys that are given to you on your life's journey. It's just one of the many keys to unlocking the lock with the chains that's been bounded to us for so long. Look at it as being one step further into completely being free from those bounding chains, leaving us breaking free from those generational curses, which are ways of thinking, ways of doing things that put us in bad situations, ways of self-sabotaging, negative beliefs, and so on, leaving us feeling empty. You know what comes with that once we break free? The bag. And what's in that bag? All of our pain, our hurt, our beatings, our dreams, our self-worth, our self-value, our love, our talents, and you freeing yourself will have, and by you freeing yourself, you will have the physical and the emotional, and most importantly, the mental to sustain, meaning keep the things that you'll get. So, doing so, you will now have that understanding and appreciation of going through your storm and not letting it hinder, of going through your storm instead of staying in it. Your why. All because you didn't let your storm hinder you all because you didn't let your storm hinder who you were and what you've done. You let your storm be told to help someone else understand their significance of their storm. So, keep on praying and keep on believing in you. Keep learning. Keep growing. Know that if you keep weathering your storm and start to do things you truly want to do for you, and maybe what you're doing is what's unpopular in the sight of others, it's okay. Always know where there will always be leaders to help and grow. There will always be ones that will be right there to support you genuinely. So lead with the hurt. Lead with that pain. And in divine timing, that hurt and pain will become your why. So remember, y'all, love you, keep going, and keep growing. And when that devil whispers in your ear, oh, you're not strong enough to withstand the storm, you go ahead and whisper back and say, you know what? You're right, because I am the storm. Love y'all. Later.